This is story 28 from the Gospel Story Bible by Marty Machowski. Our story is on page 56. It's called God Calls Moses. And here's the picture. This story comes from the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chapters of the book of Exodus. God calls Moses. As Moses grew up to be a man, the slavery of God's people in Egypt continued. Their lives were very hard, and Moses could see how much they suffered. One day, Moses even killed a cruel Egyptian who was beating one of the Hebrew men. The Hebrews were his people, and he wanted to help them. But when Pharaoh found out what Moses had done, he planned to kill Moses. So Moses ran away from Egypt into the wilderness to the land of Midian. There he met a family with 7 daughters. They welcomed Moses. In fact, Moses married their oldest daughter. Moses and his wife lived with her father, Jethro, and Moses helped to tend Jethro's flocks of sheep. One day, Moses was with the sheep on the side of a mountain called Horeb. He noticed a bush full of flames, but the fire was not burning up the branches. Well, that was strange, so he decided to take a closer look. As he walked nearer, God called to him from inside the bush. "Moses! Moses!" the Lord called out. "Here I am," Moses answered. "Do not come near. Take the sandals off your feet, for the place on which you are standing is holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." When he heard God speak, Moses just hid his face. He was afraid to look at God. "I have seen the suffering of my people, and I have heard their cries for help. I am going to deliver them," God told Moses. Then God said something to him that really surprised him. "I will send you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt." "Who am I that I would be able to lead the people out of Egypt?" Moses asked. He didn't think he could rescue the people by himself, but God assured Moses, "I will be with you." Moses knew the people back in Egypt would not so easily believe he was God's deliverer, and they would have a ton of questions. So he asked God, "When people ask me who sent me, what should I say? What is your name?" "I am who I am," the Lord told him. God was too big to use an earthly name like Bob or Henry to describe himself, but the name I am was a wonderful way for God to describe himself, for he has always been around, and he will always be. Even though God said he would be with Moses, Moses still didn't believe. He said, "What if they don't believe me? Or what if they don't listen to my voice?" God told Moses to throw his staff to the ground. When he did, it turned into a snake. "Catch it by the tail," God said. And as Moses obeyed, the snake became a staff again. "That will help them believe that the God of their fathers has appeared to you." But Moses was still afraid to go. He didn't think he was very good at speaking, and he said, "Oh, Lord, please send someone else." God was angry with Moses for not trusting him, but he sent his brother Aaron to help him speak to Pharaoh. So Moses and Aaron made their way back to Egypt. They gathered the elders, the rulers of Israel, together and told them what God was about to do. The elders believed Moses and Aaron and thanked God for hearing their cries for help. The book of Hebrews tells us that when Moses first left Egypt, he had an idea that God had a plan to save his people. Instead of enjoying the pleasures of Egypt as Pharaoh's son, Moses chose to live as one of God's people and to trust the Lord. By saving Israel, God's promise to Abraham was preserved so that one day Jesus would be born to save us too. What is unusual about the bush in this picture? Why has Moses taken his sandals off? What does God say to Moses from out of the bush? You can tune into our next story to find out how this one ends. And if you're following along at home in your long story short devotional, this week we're going to be looking at week 28 And tomorrow will be day 1.